some good friends of ours gifted us this office desk with shelving. I was so thankful for this because I was needing something to use for my office. If you're new here, I'm Monisi, and today I'm going to be giving this office desk a makeover. I was not a big fan of the color or the texture of this original oak wood, and the CD storage was also just something I wouldn't use. The handles also seemed very dated and not my style at all. I started by removing the handles, which was pretty easy to do, and then I cleaned the entire desk. The new handles I picked from Hobby Lobby are a little wider than the original ones, so I filled the holes and waited for it to dry before sanding them down. I was inspired by a painting I bought at a thrift store called Pinkie that has a beautiful rich blue color. I found this antebellum blue by Dixie Belle, and I knew I needed to use it for this transformation. My camera really doesn't capture the true beauty of this color. I love it so much, and I can't wait for you guys to see the end result of this makeover. It was a little difficult painting the shelves, and I think eventually I want to take out the backing of the shelves and add some fun wallpaper there, but just not right now. So this keyboard shelf, it might not be used, but I just wanted to keep it in case I will be using it, so I kept it and I painted that as well. I thought this desk needed some detail, so I went with my mom and we finally bought this casting resin at Hobby Lobby. We have both been wanting to try this for so long. I didn't think this price was too bad for how much it makes. The directions are very simple. You just measure out equal parts of each liquid and then you mix it up in a cup. Then you pour it into the mold and wait for it to turn white, and you can take it out and use it. And it's pretty moldable at first, and then it dries and it gets harder as the time passes. It was pretty easy to work with, and I totally recommend it. And I think I should have been wearing gloves because it was getting kind of warm. But next I decided where I wanted each of the molds to go before gluing them with a hot glue gun. Since I have one mold, I had to wait and then make more, so it took a little while to get all the ones I needed. I started painting the molds after gluing them on. Some people say it's better to paint them before, but to me it was just easier this way. The chalk mineral paint by Dixie Belle did an amazing job at the coverage, and it dries very quickly. Andrew helped me to remove the top shelving so that I could paint the top of the desk. I ended up using a paintbrush directly on the table, and then to smooth it out I used a roller. I glued the rest of the casting resin on the shelves and I painted all of it, and then I saw that some, like the top part, I felt like it was missing something, so I decided to add butterflies to either side, as you'll see in a little bit. My next step was to use the wax to seal the chalk paint. So I used Dixie Belle's clear wax and just put it all over, and then you wait 20 minutes and you buff it, and then it just makes it look so much better. Andrew helped me drill some new holes into the drawers, and these handles I found at Hobby Lobby. They're so beautiful. Since the handles were a little darker and the screws were so silver, I decided to use antique gold rub-and buff and just brush it on the screws and the handle to make the gold pop a little more. I also lightly brushed the gold onto the resin that I added to this piece, and I just love how the gold looks against this blue. It's so beautiful. These roses were added to all the bottom drawers to add a little more beauty to the areas that just seemed a little bare before. Here I wanted to show what a difference wax makes on chalk paint. You can see the shine and how much richer the blue color looks where the wax is applied. Here is a reminder of where we began with this piece. And this is where we are now. I'm so excited to use this as my office desk for work and crafting and editing all my videos. This little vase was given to me by my mom, and our friend who gifted us this table went lavender picking with us last year, and I thought it would be so nice to add that lavender here just for me to remember the good memories I have with her. My nephew gave me this LED lamp for Christmas last year, and I love it so much, so I wanted to display it here. And then my dad picked out this wooden storage box, and I decided to use it for my office. As I was putting away all my books, I realized how perfectly my women's Bible matches this office desk. This Bible is so beautiful, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who likes the English Standard Version. Here is the painting that inspired this transformation. I found her at a thrift store and I just knew I needed her in my office. So what do you think? Did I succeed with this makeover? I personally love it so much, and I love rich colors and gold together. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do me a favor and subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment down below. If you know of anyone who would enjoy this content, share this video with them as well. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you next time.